You're having one of those days. Maybe something happened that broke your heart. Maybe the weight of everything just became too much, and the tears came before you could stop them. And then, quietly, without announcement, your cat appears. They walk across the room toward you. They sit beside you, or on you, closer than usual. They purr. And something in you, even in the middle of the pain, feels just slightly less alone. If you've experienced this, you are not imagining it. Your cat knew. And today, science is finally telling us exactly how, and exactly what your cat was feeling in that moment. The fact that you're here, watching a video like this, already says something important about you. You pay attention to your cat. You wonder about their inner world. You treat them as the complex, feeling beings they actually are. And that kind of attentiveness, that's the foundation of the deepest human-animal bonds that exist. Let's start with the most fundamental question. Can cats actually detect when a human is crying? The answer, supported by a growing body of research, is yes, and they do it through multiple sensory channels simultaneously. First, there is sound. Cats have extraordinary hearing. They can detect frequencies ranging from 48 Hz to 85 kHz, compared to the human range of 20 Hz to 20 kHz. They are exquisitely sensitive to changes in vocal tone, pitch, and rhythm. When you cry, your voice changes in ways that are acoustically distinct from your normal speech or silence. The pitch rises. The rhythm becomes irregular. The breath patterns shift. Your cat hears all of this, and their auditory system flags it as something different, something that requires attention. Second, there is scent. When humans experience strong emotions, our bodies release different chemical compounds, changes in cortisol levels, shifts in sweat composition, subtle alterations in breath chemistry. Cats have an olfactory system that is roughly 14 times more powerful than a human's, with approximately 200 million scent receptors compared to our 5 million. They can detect these chemical changes in the air around you. When you are distressed, you literally smell different to your cat. And they notice. Third, there is visual information. Cats are highly attuned to human body language and facial expressions. Research published in the journal Animal Cognition has shown that cats can distinguish between happy and angry human faces, and that they respond differently to each. When you cry, your posture changes. You may curl inward, lower your head, cover your face. Your facial expression shifts in ways that are visually distinct. Your cat reads these signals. So when your cat comes to you when you cry, they are not responding to a single cue. They are integrating a complex, multi-channel stream of information that tells them, with considerable accuracy, that something is wrong with their person. But here is where it gets truly fascinating. Detecting that something is wrong is one thing. Choosing to come to you, choosing to offer comfort, is something else entirely. And that choice is what the science is now beginning to illuminate. For a long time, the dominant view in animal behavior was that cats were essentially asocial, that they tolerated humans for resources but didn't form genuine emotional bonds. This view has been comprehensively dismantled by modern research. We now know that cats form secure attachment bonds with their owners, that they experience a range of complex emotions, and that they are capable of something that looks very much like empathy, the ability to perceive and respond to the emotional states of others. A landmark study by researchers at Oakland University, led by Dr. Mariah Galvin and Jennifer Vonk, examined how cats behaved when their owners displayed either happy or sad emotional states. The results were striking. When owners were sad, displaying crying behavior, slumped posture, and distressed vocalizations, their cats were significantly more likely to approach them, sit on their laps, purr, and engage in affiliative behaviors like rubbing and kneading. When owners were happy, the cats were more likely to engage in playful behavior. The cats were not just detecting the emotional state, they were responding to it in a contextually appropriate way. Sadness elicited comfort-giving behavior. Happiness elicited play. This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is emotional responsiveness. Now, the question of whether cats experience something we would call empathy in the full human sense is one that behavioral scientists are careful about. True empathy, in the philosophical sense, involves not just detecting another's emotional state, but actually feeling something in response to it, a kind of emotional resonance. Whether cats experience this internal resonance is difficult to prove definitively, because we cannot access their subjective experience directly. But what we can observe is their behavior. And their behavior, when their human is distressed, is consistent with what we would expect from an empathic response. They approach. They make contact. They purr. They stay. Let's talk about the purr, because this is one of the most extraordinary aspects of what your cat does when you cry. Cats purr at frequencies between 25 and 150 Hz. And here is something remarkable. Research has shown that sound frequencies in the range of 25 to 50 Hz promote bone density and healing in mammals. Frequencies between 50 and 150 Hz have been shown to reduce pain, decrease swelling, and promote the healing of soft tissue. Your cat's purr is not just a sound. It is, quite literally, a healing vibration. When your cat sits on your lap and purrs while you cry, they are not just being present, they are, in a very real physiological sense, administering therapy. The vibration of their purr passes through your body. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system. It lowers your cortisol levels. It slows your heart rate. It helps regulate your breathing. The comfort you feel when a purring cat is on your lap is not just psychological, it is biological. Your body is responding to a frequency that promotes healing and calm. And your cat is generating that frequency specifically in response to your distress. There is also the matter of oxytocin, the hormone associated with bonding, trust, and social connection. Research has shown that positive interactions with cats, including being touched by them, hearing them purr, and making eye contact with them, trigger the release of oxytocin in humans. Oxytocin is sometimes called the love hormone or the bonding hormone, and its effects include reduced anxiety, increased feelings of trust and safety, and a general sense of well-being. When your cat comes to you while you cry and makes physical contact with you, they are triggering a cascade of neurochemical changes in your brain that actively counteract the stress response. They are, in the most literal sense, making you feel better, not just emotionally, but chemically. Now I want to address something that I think is deeply important, and that often gets lost in discussions of cat behavior. When your cat comes to you when you cry, they are taking a risk. Cats are, at their core, cautious animals. They are wired to avoid situations that feel unpredictable or potentially threatening. Crying humans are, from a cat sensory perspective, unusual and potentially alarming. The sounds are different, the smells are different, the body language is different. The fact that your cat chooses to approach you in this state, rather than retreating to a safe distance, is a profound act of courage and love. They are overriding their instinct for caution because their bond with you is stronger than their instinct for self-protection. They are choosing you, even when you are at your most unpredictable. Let that sink in. Your cat, a creature wired for caution and self-preservation, walks toward you when you are distressed, because being with you matters more than being safe. I want to share something that researchers have observed in cats who live with people who experience chronic depression or anxiety. These cats often develop what behaviorists call emotional shadowing. They follow their person from room to room, position themselves close during periods of distress, and increase their affiliative behaviors, purring, rubbing, kneading, during the person's low periods. They are not trained to do this. No one teaches them. They learn it through observation and emotional attunement. They learn the rhythms of their person's emotional life, and they respond to those rhythms with consistent, devoted presence. This is not instinct in the simple sense. This is learned, individualized, relationship-specific behavior. Your cat knows you. Not just in a general sense, they know you specifically. They know your particular emotional patterns, your particular sounds and smells and postures when you are sad. And they respond to you, specifically, with behaviors calibrated to your specific needs. There is also something important to understand about what your cat is not doing when they come to you while you cry. They are not trying to fix the problem. They are not offering solutions. They are not trying to distract you or cheer you up in the way a dog might, with exuberant play or excited energy. Cats offer a different kind of comfort. They offer presence. They offer stillness. They offer the warmth of a body and the rhythm of a purr and the weight of a small creature who has chosen, freely and deliberately, to be with you in your pain. This is, in many ways, the most sophisticated form of comfort there is. It is the comfort of being witnessed, of not being alone, of having someone sit with you in the dark without trying to turn on the lights. Cats are, in this sense, extraordinary companions for grief. They don't rush you. They don't tell you it will be okay. They don't try to make the feeling go away. They simply stay. And sometimes, staying is everything. I want to close with something that I think about often when I consider the relationship between humans and cats. We chose dogs. We bred them, shaped them, selected them over thousands of years to be our companions. But cats chose us. They came to our settlements, our granaries, our homes, on their own terms. They decided, at some point in the long history of our species, that humans were worth being near. And they have stayed. Not because they have to. Not because they are dependent on us in the way that fully domesticated animals are. But because, somewhere in the complex calculus of feline decision-making, being with us is worth it. When your cat comes to you while you cry, they are expressing something that goes back thousands of years, a choice, renewed in every generation, to be with us. To share our lives. To sit with us in our pain and our joy and our ordinary moments. Your cat feels something when you cry. The science tells us so. And what they feel moves them toward you, not away. That is not nothing. That is, in fact, everything. Thank you so much for watching this video. If this moved you, share it with someone who loves their cat and needs to hear this today. And if you want to keep exploring the extraordinary inner world of your feline companion, there is so much more waiting for you here. Your cat chose you. Every single day, they choose you. See you in the next one.